Hi, Jim Marsh here with JEM Premier Coaching. Today we're going to discuss the culture tax, what inconsistent leadership is costing you and how to pay it down fast. Let me start with a quick question. How many of you have a team that looks busy all week, but somehow the most important work still doesn't move? If you ever wondered, why are we doing the same meetings, having the same conversations, and getting the same delays? You're not dealing with a motivation problem. You're paying a hidden bill I call the culture tax. The culture tax is the interest you pay when leadership is inconsistent, when standards change depending upon who's in the room, when decisions get made differently every time, when follow-through depends on heroics, and it shows up in three places. Every executive here knows them. Rework, work done twice because expectations weren't clear the first time. Escalations, everything rises to the top because decision rights aren't trusted or defined. Turnover and burnout, your best people get tired of carrying the system. Here's the punchline. You can have the great people and still bleed performance if leadership behaviors aren't consistent. Let me give you 3 quick examples. These are painfully common. In one, manufacturing rework tax. A plant has a standard for quality until a shipment is late. Then leaders quietly signal, just get it out. The line learns the real rule. The standard is optional under pressure. So defects rise, returns increase, and the organization starts living in containment mode. That tax isn't theoretical. It's scrap, overtime, expedited freight, and customer trust. In another, a finance escalation tax. In a finance organization, approvals are supposed to be risk-based, but one leader approves exceptions quickly, another shuts everything down, and a third requires a meeting. Soon, nobody knows what good looks like, so they escalate everything just to be safe. Now your senior leaders are the workflow. The business slows down and the team becomes dependent instead of capable. In another, an IT thrash tax. In IT, priorities are often very clear until the loudest stakeholder shows up. One exec says, focus. Another says, take this too. Teams learn a brutal truth. Priorities are negotiable and the cue is political. So they context switch, have finished work, miss deadlines, and then you get more process, more meetings, and more pressure, which makes it worse. Different industries, same root cause. Leaders reinforcing different rules. Here's what most leaders miss. Culture is not your values. Culture is what gets reinforced, what gets rewarded, tolerated, ignored, and repeated. If you want to know your real culture, don't read a poster. Ask, what behavior gets promoted? What gets excused when we're busy? What gets punished even when it was the right call? That's the operating system people actually run on. Now the good news. You can start paying down the culture tax fast. Without a reorg, without a consultant army, and without a 6-month initiative. Here are 3 immediate actions you can take starting this week. 1, pick one standard and make it non-negotiable. Choose one leadership standard that is currently inconsistent. Just one. For example, we don't ship defects. We don't change priorities midweek without a trade-off. We don't escalate decisions that belong to the team. Then do the hard part. Enforce it under pressure. Because the moment pressure hits, is when culture becomes real. We can move fast or we can move sloppy. We're not doing both. What's the trade-off? Another action, clarify decision rights in 10 minutes. Take one recurring decision that causes meetings and delays, just pick one again, and write this on a whiteboard. Who recommends? Who decides? Who must be consulted? What is the escalation trigger? Is it time, dollars, risk? That's it. If the team can't answer in 2 minutes, you've found your tax lead. If we're still discussing this next week, it means nobody owns the decision. Who decides? The last action, install a weekly commitment close rhythm. Most organizations don't have an alignment problem. They have a closure problem. So once a week, hold a 20-minute leadership cadence with 3 questions. What did we commit to? What shipped or closed? What is stuck? And what decision unblocks it? No status theater, no slide decks, just closure. If it matters, it has an owner, a due date, and a visible next step. So here's your challenge. Write down the one place you're paying the culture tax the most. Is it rework? Escalations? Priority churn? Burnout? Then pick one standard to make consistent for the next 30 days. Not 10, 1. Because consistency isn't a personality trait. It's a leadership system. If your organization needs heroics to win, your system is broken. The culture tax is real, and it compounds. But the pay down plan is simple. One standard, clear decision rights, and a rhythm that closes commitments. Thank you.